Hello students, good morning. Welcome back to your English class. So today we'll be doing a poem from your English course book, The Letter A. This poem is telling us about the importance of letter A. The first letter that we have learnt is letter A. So if letter A was not there, then what we cannot see, the things, that is, the things that we cannot see, would miss. These things are discussed here in the poem. That is, the things that we cannot see if the letter A would have not been there. Okay, this is the poem Letter A. It's written by Darren Sardelli. Darren Sardelli is the poet of this poem, The Letter A. Okay, the letter A is awesome. It simply is the best. Without an A, you could not get an A plus on a test. So without this letter is really awesome. So if this letter A would have not been there, then you could not get an A plus on a test. So after writing your test and exams, we'll be giving you all grades, isn't it? So if this letter A wouldn't have been there, then you would have not got an A plus on your progress card. And then you'd never see an acrobat. What's the meaning of an acrobat? Acrobat is a person who performs difficult acts in circus. So you would never see an acrobat or eat an apple pie. Isn't it mouth-watering, children? I love this dish, apple pie. What's an apple pie? It's a baked dish made with apples and flour. Isn't it mouth-watering? So, you'd never see an acrobat or eat an apple pie. And then you couldn't be an astronaut. What is an astronaut? An astronaut is a person who travels to space. And then an antelope would not exist. See, this is an antelope. It's a kind of deer. So if this letter A wouldn't have been there, then an antelope would not exist. And an ape would be unknown. What is an ape? So this would be unknown to us. Okay? And you'd never hear a person say afraid or all alone. Okay? The moment it's dark, you say, I'm afraid of darkness. So if this letter wouldn't have been there, you'd never hear a person say afraid or say all alone, I'm all alone. Okay? And the A's in avocado would completely disappear. What is an avocado? It's a kind of fruit. Okay, so the A's in avocado would completely disappear, and also certain words would be forgot, like ankle, arm, and ear. So we would forget the words like arm, ankle, ear. So all these words we would forget. Okay, next. Without the A, you couldn't aim an arrow in the air. So, had this letter A wouldn't be there, what would happen? You couldn't aim an arrow in the air and you wouldn't ask for apricots. What are apricots? Wow, isn't it mouth-watering, children? Apricots are a kind of fruit. I love this fruit. So, without A, you wouldn't ask for apricots or almonds. What is the meaning of almonds? Almonds, these are your almonds. Badam. Okay? So you wouldn't ask for apricots or almonds at a fair. Then Aruba and Australia would be missing from the map. What is Aruba? Aruba is one of the islands located in southern Caribbean Sea. Okay, see, this is your Caribbean Sea. Can you see your Caribbean Sea? So Aruba is one of the islands located in southern Caribbean Sea. So this Aruba would be missing from the map. Aruba. Next, and even Australia. Aruba and Australia would be missing from the map. So this is your Australia map. Can you see, children? This is an continent. So if the letter A would not be there, then you could not see this. That is, these two places would be missing from a map. And you'd never use an ATM. So what is an ATM, children? It's automated teller machine. The full form of ATM is automated teller machine. I think you must have seen these machines. We have it in our colony also. So what is an ATM? An ATM is an automated teller machine and it is used to withdraw money from our personal bank accounts. Okay, if you have an account in the bank, then whenever you need money, you can go to the nearby ATM and you can withdraw your money. So what does the poet tells here? The poet tells you would never see an ATM. Okay, if A wouldn't be there, if the letter A wouldn't be there, then you would never use an ATM and you would never use an apron. What is an apron? This is an apron. Okay, you must have seen this apron used by people. Okay, sometimes even your mom also uses this when she is working in the kitchen. So what is an apron? An apron is a piece of clothing that we wear over the front clothes so that to keep the clothes clean while you are doing something, some work like cooking or cleaning, so that whatever neat clothes we are wearing, so that those clothes don't get dirty. In order to keep those clothes clean, we use an apron. Okay, so this is an apron. What does the poet says? The poet says we would miss out this. You would never use an ATM, an apron or an app. App, I think you're familiar with this. Apps we see on our phones. All these are apps. So you'd never use an ATM, an apron or an app. The Arctic fox and aardvark would be absent from the zoo. What do you mean by the word Arctic fox? This is an Arctic fox. Okay. An Arctic fox is a kind of fox that is found in the cold Arctic regions. Okay. So these are foxes that are found in the cold Arctic regions. So these foxes would be absent from the zoo if the letter A wouldn't be there. And aardvark. What do you mean by the word aardvark? See, this is aardvark. Aardvark is a mammal that lives in burrows. So the Arctic fox and the aardvark would be absent from the zoo. So this is a kind of a animal. Have you seen this animal, children? No. So this is an animal. It's a mammal that lives in a burrow. How do you pronounce it? Aardvark. A-A-R-D-V-A-R-K. Aardvark. Next. And even the vowels would be not there. What are the vowels? A, E, I, O, U. So A, if the letter A wouldn't have been there, and the vowels you would know them were only E, I, O, U. Say for example, if A was not there, so what are the other vowels? Only E, I, O, U would be there. Okay, next. And there wouldn't be an A chord on the instruments you played. Don't you play the instruments, children? So when you play the instruments, there'll be a chord called A. So this chord A on the instruments you play wouldn't be there if the letter A was not there. And let's appreciate, admire and applaud the letter A. Okay. What do you mean by the word applaud? Applaud means to clap, that is to show the praise by clapping. Whenever somebody speaks well or when someone wins a prize, what do we say? We applaud them. Don't we say, give him a huge round of applause? So, applaud means what? To show praise by clapping. So, what does the poet says? The poet says, come on, let's appreciate, admire and applaud the letter A. Is that clear, children?